So I get this question a lot in my private circles about turntables, and some of my friends are kind of find it a little bit weird that I use turntables in a full digital era today. So it is a piece of nostalgia. It's fun to listen to, and I own the format. And guys, you don't get this with streaming. This looks cool, right? So, anyways, just to get there, I digress on that. But I did want to make a video where I just explain a little bit of if you go for this, what I would do when you start out with this with vinyl. Now, first of all, there is a love-hate relationship with people that try out vinyl, especially people that have never done this before and they have their first turntable. They get frustrated relatively easy because there's more to it. This is not a device that you can plug and play and just don't think about certain things that you need to do beforehand to make it sound its best. Now, I'm not gonna indulge the audio elitist side of this. So if this video sound a little bit simplified, it is. I don't tend to overthink things. I don't use this as an analytical listening device in my system. To me, it's a lot of fun, and I love the format for what it is. Um, so, what I tell people to do, and I know this might not sound proper to some of you out there that are a little bit longer in this hobby, but I would urge you, if you're new to this, try to find yourself a cheaper, it doesn't have to be super expensive, but a cheaper full automatic. Or don't hesitate to spend, say, 50 or 60 bucks more, maybe $100 more on the secondhand market to get a full automatic table. And this is as much plug and play as you can get in the vinyl world, hands down. So that means this one has a quartz lock on it. So this maintains its speed under any condition. So this platter will always rotate on the proper speed with a belt drive and with a normal direct drive that uses the motor to regulate the speed is not as accurate as quartz lock. This is probably the most accurate way to go. I am not going to talk about idlers and all that type of stuff. There's probably some other professional broadcasting tables out there that do a way better job. But for the consumer level on a budget, quartz lock is the way to go. I think that most vinyl guys can agree on that. This has a straight arm. You have S arms. You have very different configured arms. I would not worry too much about that, especially when you just start out with this stuff. I would not, sweat it of, oh, is it actually a carbon arm? You pay a lot more for that. Mind you, anything that goes up in here in materials, and especially cartridges and styluses, is going to cost you more. It's not really necessary unless you go into really an analytical way of listening to vinyl. That's where this changes. So now we've determined, for me, I would go full auto. This is easy. You throw a record on, you put your brush over it, you clean your record, hit start, and the thing will do everything by itself. It will speed up properly. It will also cue the arm. The arm will drop properly on the record, and it will start playing music as it's supposed to do. Sorry, my phone just froze. Anyways, you hit stop. It will lift the arm and it goes back to its resting place. Now this is a little bit off, so I need to help it a little. There we go. In its resting place, it stops. Done. Easy peasy, right? Now, that's where I would start. Doesn't mean you should not go for a manual table. Doesn't mean that you should ignore any other table out there. But for me, this is where, for new guys, it takes most of the hand, the hand actuation out of the equation, or that you have to stop it or lift up at the end of the record. You don't have to do that with this table. Then we're going into some accessories that I feel you should buy. Now, this is an awesome accessory. This is two-folded for me. It has some weight on it. It looks cool. Now, I'm not going to lie. I never heard a difference with or without it, but I do like the aesthetics of a weight on top of it. This is not a super heavy weight. Don't go with a massive brass piece. That's not good either. But turntables are usually, they can handle it. But this is awesome for it. Also has a leveler in there. Now, this is slightly off because this shelf has been settling, so it's slightly off. But it does give you a quick indication of, hey, is my table leveled? It's a fantastic tool, and it's smack in the middle of the table usually. So, great function. You pay maybe 20 bucks for them. Don't go for expensive 50, 60, or $100 ones. It's all bullshit. Just buy yourself a cheap one, works fine. Now, this arm, it's an extra brush arm. This is a Hudson Hi-Fi arm. You pay $25 for these. To me, these are a no-brainer. They also can be connected. So basically, you're adding in another ground. And allegedly, this little black brush there is conductive. So it conducts, static electricity. I have to say, with or without that little hookup, it works. This is great as an extra cleaning tool, and it rides nicely with your record. Extra brush doesn't affect anything negatively to your record. It actually helps keeping stuff nice and clean. So definitely, $25, you can find these things. Now let's go into more of essentials here, because I just wanted to show to you guys what I got going on. The essentials here are protractor. Get yourself a protractor, guys. This is for cartridge alignment. This came with one of my project tables, I believe. Project, was it Hudson Hi-Fi? Oh, Hudson Hi-Fi, sorry. So this is an essential tool when you start changing out cartridges and stuff. This does not cost much. You can even print them out for free, $10. You can make it as expensive as you want. I would go for a cheap one. You don't need much else. Brushes. There's plenty of brushes that you can go for. I have always used with success makeup brushes. And plus, you can buy them in any shape you like. Super fine hairs, and they work really good on records, honestly. And it's cheap. You can buy them anywhere. Now, I'm not going to say that this is better or the best way of doing it, but so far, I've had no issues using these. It never damaged the record. It's very soft because it goes on the skin, especially female skin is very tender compared to the male skin. So don't ignore these. There's different sizes, different types of hairs, and cheap. You can buy these at any Walmart. Then I have something else that's more of an essential too, and that's something that a lot of people don't have, surprisingly, that I know that have turntables. It's kind of surprising. These things don't cost much, but that is the weighing scale. This is really, really pinnacle with, let me stop the table. This is really something you need when you start adjusting your arm. It is super accurate, it's easy to use, and it's cheap. These things do not cost much. $10, $15 you can buy these. Batteries last forever. There's a small little button cells in there, but this is definitely an essential. If you don't have this while you have turntables, I'm sorry, I cannot take you serious. Just buy it. Even for guys who don't have it right now and I can just do it by hand and ear, just do it. Just do it. It's cheap. All right. Then I have something, it's not really an essential, but it's something that did help me clean my styluses a lot, as I can prove it even, is this here. This is actually pretty cool. It is a gel. You might have seen this before. You see all these dust wads. That is just from the turntables. Comes off the stylus. Very nice little box. And it has a mirror. So what's cool about that, you can go and see right there if there's some dust underneath your stylus. You don't have to break your neck to look at it no more. So there you go. These are my essentials. So this is kind of what I would go for. I feel the starter kit, maybe you pay $20, $30, $40 for it for all the accessories that you should need. But I would still go for a full auto table. Even when I was new at this, I would have loved having one. I remember I had a manual Denon, and man, it was a lot more to it than this. This is so nice. Now I'm going into something extra that I would look for, and that's very important with turntables, is stability. I mean, these things are like, they're very microphonic. So when you tap a plinth, you can hear it through the stylus. When you tap an arm, needless to say, if you touch anything on the table, it will resonate through that stylus. So floating shelf is definitely a good idea. It's not connected to the floor. This is in the studs. Never had an issue with vibrations or anything crazy going on. If you don't have that, use like a tile underneath it. Doesn't have to be a butcher block that costs you $100. You can use anything there if it's sized right. You can use a normal tile that you buy at Lowe's. it will work. So I guess that's kind of an extra thing I would pay attention to for sure. And yeah, what else is there, man? It's a lot of fun. If you feel like this is overwhelming, it really isn't. Just take your time, watch some YouTube videos. There's a lot of guys out there that make fantastic tutorials on this. I just wanted to reflect here, for my viewers of this is what I would go for. Not saying this table per se, but a full auto when you start with this and have some fun with it. And here's another question I get a lot. This is the last thing I will answer in this video. New or old? I got them both. I prefer vintage over the newer table that I have. That doesn't mean universally that is the right way to go. There's plenty of new tables out there that have integrated phono preamps, which is a big plus, and they're also built really good. Even in the budget lines, you find really decent tables. They look great, they run great, and they usually have some warranty on them. So that's not it's not an unimportant thing to think about. But hopefully you like this video, you guys. I wish you a Merry Christmas, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.